Just 15 and 12 years old when their mother died. Now, almost 20 years later, Prince William and Prince Harry opening up, speaking very candidly in a new documentary about...
Princess Anne has always stayed calm and loyal to royal tradition, but a quiet decision inside the palace has surprised many people. Reports say she emotionally passed a tiara connected to Princess Diana to Catherine, while Camilla was left out of the gesture. Why would Anne make such a choice? What message does it send? Join us as we explore the details of this decision. The moment that shocked the palace. Inside the British royal family, decisions about jewelry often carry deeper meaning than most people realize. Tiaras are not simply decorative pieces worn at formal events. They are historic objects tied to royal identity, family lineage, and tradition. Because of this, any conversation about who may wear or inherit a particular tiara can attract serious attention within royal circles. In recent years, discussions about the legacy of Diana, Princess of Wales, have remained a powerful part of public interest in the monarchy. Diana's image, influence, and emotional connection with the public continue to shape how people view the modern royal family. Many of the pieces of jewelry she once wore are now seen as symbols of that legacy. One figure who rarely becomes involved in emotional royal debates is Princess Anne. Known for discipline and loyalty to royal duty, Anne has built a reputation for staying focused on work rather than palace drama. Over many decades, she has avoided public conflicts and rarely participates in controversies connected to family relationships. Because of that reputation, reports suggesting that Anne showed clear support toward Catherine, Princess of Wales, while distancing the moment from Queen Camilla, immediately drew attention. The story quickly circulated among royal watchers, commentators, and observers who follow the internal dynamics of the monarchy. In royal tradition, tiaras are usually lent by the monarch or come from the royal collection. Some pieces belong to historic royal vaults, while others were gifts connected to marriage or inheritance. When a tiara appears on a particular royal woman at an important event, it can sometimes signal trust, status, or symbolic continuity. Because Catherine now holds the title of Princess of Wales, many observers already see her as the royal figure most closely connected to Diana's historical role. When Prince William inherited personal pieces from his mother's collection, some of those items later appeared in Catherine's jewelry wardrobe. The most famous example is the sapphire engagement ring that once belonged to Diana. This connection has strengthened the public perception that Catherine represents a bridge between Diana's legacy and the future of the monarchy. Her calm public image, steady work schedule, and role as the wife of the future king place her at the center of the royal family's next generation. By contrast, the public relationship between Diana's memory and Queen Camilla has always been more complex. Camilla is now the queen and supports King Charles in royal duties, yet Diana's history continues to influence public narratives about the royal family. Even many years later, that emotional history still shapes how certain symbols are viewed. Because of this context, the suggestion that Princess Anne favored Catherine in connection with a tiara linked to Diana's legacy created strong curiosity. Anne rarely participates in symbolic gestures meant to attract attention. Her public life has always centered on responsibility rather than emotion. This is exactly why the moment became so widely discussed. If Anne truly showed preference in such a symbolic matter, it might reflect how senior members of the royal family view continuity inside the monarchy. In royal culture, objects often carry messages that are never spoken directly. A single tiara can represent family history, loyalty, and the direction the monarchy hopes to move toward in the years ahead. And when someone as respected and disciplined as Princess Anne appears to support that message, the moment can quietly resonate far beyond palace walls. Princess Anne, the royal who never plays the game. To understand why Princess Anne's actions often attract respect inside the monarchy, it is important to understand the role she has played within the royal family for many decades. Anne has long been regarded as one of the most disciplined and hardworking members of the institution. As the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Anne grew up inside a royal environment that emphasized duty, structure, and responsibility. From a young age, she showed a direct personality and a strong sense of independence. Unlike some other members of the royal family, Anne has never appeared interested in chasing popularity or public admiration. Her focus has consistently remained on completing royal responsibilities and supporting charitable work. Over time, this approach helped her build a reputation for reliability. Anne regularly carries out hundreds of official engagements each year, often visiting charities, community groups, and international organizations connected to royal patronages. Many royal commentators describe her as one of the most active working royals in modern history. While others may receive more media attention, Anne is widely respected for maintaining a demanding schedule without seeking publicity. Her personality also stands out inside royal circles. Anne speaks clearly and directly, which has sometimes surprised journalists who expect carefully rehearsed responses from members of the monarchy. She prefers straightforward answers rather than carefully crafted public relations language. This honest style has contributed to her image as a royal figure who does not participate in palace games or hidden rivalries. Instead, Anne often focuses on practical issues such as charity work, youth development programs, and equestrian sports, an area where she once competed internationally. Another defining feature of Anne's role is her strong respect for royal tradition. She understands the symbolism attached to titles, ceremonies, and historic royal objects. Items like crowns, brooches, and tiaras are not treated as simple accessories within royal culture. Each piece represents part of a long institutional history. For Anne, preserving that history is closely tied to preserving the stability of the monarchy itself. This is why any involvement from her in matters connected to royal heirlooms often draws attention. Anne does not usually participate in symbolic gestures meant to generate headlines. When she becomes connected to such stories, observers tend to assume that deeper meaning may exist behind the decision. Her influence inside the royal family also extends beyond public appearances. Anne is considered a senior and experienced member of the institution who has witnessed several generations of royal change. She saw the transition from the reign of Queen Elizabeth to the era of King Charles III and continues to support the monarchy during that adjustment. Because of her experience, Anne is sometimes viewed as a quiet guardian of royal continuity. She understands the balance between honoring the past and preparing the monarchy for future leadership. This perspective helps explain why discussions involving Diana's legacy and Catherine's future role naturally attract attention when Anne's name becomes part of the conversation. If Anne does choose to support a particular symbol of royal history, observers often interpret that decision as a reflection of her deeper belief about where the monarchy is heading. For someone who rarely engages in palace drama, even a small gesture can carry significant meaning. Diana's legacy and the meaning of the tiara. The influence of Diana, Princess of Wales, did not end with her life. Her legacy continues to shape how the public sees the modern monarchy and how the royal family presents itself to the world. Diana transformed the role of Princess of Wales into something more personal and more emotionally connected to ordinary people. Through her charity work, public compassion, and natural warmth, she built a bond with the public that very few royal figures had ever achieved. During her years in the royal family, Diana became one of the most photographed and discussed women in the world. Her clothing choices, her public appearances, and the jewelry she wore often became global headlines. Among these items, royal tiaras held special attention. These pieces were not simply beautiful decorations. They represented royal tradition, history, and the identity of the monarchy itself. Many of the tiaras worn by Diana came from the long history of the British royal collection. One of the most famous was the Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara. This tiara was originally created for Queen Mary in the early 20th century, and later became strongly associated with Diana during her time as Princess of Wales. The design includes large pearls and diamonds, arranged in a graceful pattern. When Diana wore it at state banquets and royal events, it quickly became one of the most recognizable pieces of royal jewelry in the world. In royal tradition, jewelry is rarely assigned randomly. Each item carries meaning connected to the history of the monarchy. Tiaras are often reserved for married royal women and are typically worn during important evening events, diplomatic receptions, and formal state occasions. Because of this tradition, the appearance of a particular tiara can quietly signal rank, trust, and responsibility within the royal structure. When Diana wore certain pieces, those items gradually became linked to her public image. Over time, many people began to see these tiaras as part of her story. They represented not only elegance, but also a period when the monarchy was changing and becoming more open to emotional connection with the public. After Diana's death, her memory remained powerful inside and outside the royal family.
And his team for the report. It is welcomed that the BBC accepts Lord Dyson's findings in full, which are extremely concerning. That BBC employees...
Her sons, especially Prince William, have worked carefully to keep that memory present while still moving the monarchy forward. As new members of the royal family take on greater roles, the question of who carries that legacy naturally becomes more important. Royal jewelry, therefore, becomes more than a simple accessory. It acts as a visible bridge between generations. When one royal woman appears wearing a tiara strongly associated with Diana, the public often reads deeper meaning into that moment. It can suggest respect for the past, while also signaling who is trusted to represent the monarchy in the present. For many observers, the connection between Diana's image and certain royal tiaras remains strong even today. Any discussion about those pieces naturally raises questions about legacy, responsibility, and the future direction of the royal family. Because of that lasting emotional connection, even the suggestion that a tiara linked to Diana might be associated with another royal woman immediately attracts global attention. The symbolism is powerful. It touches on memory, history, and the continuing influence of one of the most admired figures the modern monarchy has ever known. Catherine and Diana, a quiet but powerful connection. When Catherine, Princess of Wales, joined the royal family after marrying Prince William, public attention quickly focused on how she would adapt to one of the most demanding roles in the monarchy. The position of Princess of Wales carries deep historical meaning. It was once held by Diana, Princess of Wales, whose influence on the public image of the royal family remains very strong. Although Catherine and Diana have different personalities and life experiences, many observers have noticed certain similarities in how they approach royal duty. Both women entered the royal family under intense public attention. Both had to learn how to balance private family life with global visibility, and both eventually became central figures in how the monarchy connects with the public. Catherine has built her role slowly and carefully. From the beginning, she focused on stability, patience, and respect for tradition. Over time, she developed a reputation for calm leadership and thoughtful public work. Her charitable efforts often focus on early childhood development, mental health awareness, and support for families. These areas reflect a modern approach to royal service while still respecting the institution she represents. The connection between Catherine and Diana has also appeared through certain symbolic gestures. On several important occasions, Catherine has worn jewelry that once belonged to Diana. One of the most well-known examples is the sapphire engagement ring that Prince William gave her when they became engaged. The ring originally belonged to Diana and quickly became a visible reminder of William's desire to keep his mother's memory close to his own family life. Catherine has also worn the Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara at several formal royal events. This piece had already become closely linked with Diana's public image during the 1980s and 1990s. When Catherine appeared wearing the same tiara at diplomatic receptions and state banquets, many observers saw it as a respectful continuation of royal tradition rather than a simple fashion choice. The relationship between Catherine and Diana's legacy is also shaped by family life. William and Catherine have raised their children with an awareness of Diana's place in their family history. Although the children never met their grandmother, her influence remains present in the values William often speaks about publicly. Catherine has supported this effort by helping maintain a sense of continuity between past and present. Inside the royal structure, Catherine's growing responsibilities also reflect the future of the monarchy. As Princess of Wales and the future Queen Consort, her role carries long-term importance. She represents stability for the next generation of the royal family and serves as a key public figure supporting the future reign of William. Because of this position, many royal observers see Catherine as someone who naturally carries forward parts of Diana's legacy. The connection is not based on imitation. Instead, it comes from shared responsibility, similar public expectations, and the continuing influence of Diana's memory within the royal family. For this reason, whenever Catherine appears connected to symbols once associated with Diana, the public often views the moment as a sign of continuity. It reflects the quiet transfer of responsibility from one generation to another, while preserving the memory of a figure who changed how the world viewed the British monarchy. Camilla's complicated relationship with Diana's memory. The public memory of Diana, Princess of Wales, remains one of the most powerful forces shaping how many people view the modern British monarchy. Her compassion, public warmth, and global popularity created a lasting emotional connection with millions of people around the world. Because of this lasting influence, any discussion involving Diana's legacy naturally brings attention to the relationships that surrounded her life. One of the most sensitive aspects of that history involves Camilla, Queen Camilla, and her long relationship with King Charles III. For many years, public discussion about Charles and Camilla was closely connected to the difficult period that marked the end of Charles and Diana's marriage. During the 1980s and early 1990s, the personal lives of the royal family became the subject of intense media attention. The situation created one of the most widely discussed royal stories of the modern era. When Diana and Charles eventually separated and later divorced, public sympathy strongly leaned toward Diana. Her openness about emotional struggles and the pressures of royal life created a deep sense of understanding among the public. As a result, many people viewed the situation through a very personal and emotional lens. After Diana's death, the royal family faced the complex task of managing both grief and public opinion. Over time, Camilla gradually stepped into a more visible role beside Charles. In the years that followed, she focused on supporting royal duties and building a reputation based on service rather than personal history. Camilla became involved in several charitable activities and public causes. Her work supporting literacy, domestic violence awareness, and community organizations helped reshape how some people viewed her role within the royal family. By maintaining a steady and quiet presence, she slowly gained acceptance among parts of the public. Despite these efforts, Diana's memory continues to carry enormous emotional weight. Many people still associate Diana with a unique moment in royal history, when the monarchy appeared more human and emotionally connected to ordinary life. Because of this lasting influence, comparisons between Diana and other members of the royal family sometimes continue to appear in public discussions. This context helps explain why symbolic gestures connected to Diana can still feel sensitive. Royal objects such as tiaras, jewelry, and titles often carry strong associations with the individuals who once wore them. When those items appear again in public life, people naturally search for meaning behind the moment. Within the monarchy, careful balance is often required when dealing with such symbols. The royal family must respect the past while also supporting the present structure of leadership. Camilla now serves as queen consort alongside King Charles, which places her in a position of significant responsibility. At the same time, Diana's legacy continues to influence how many people interpret royal traditions. Because of this delicate balance, the handling of items connected to Diana is often approached with caution. Every decision carries the potential to be interpreted as a statement about memory, respect, and the future direction of the royal family. For this reason, discussions about who appears linked to Diana's symbols can quickly attract attention. The history surrounding these relationships remains complex, and the monarchy continues to navigate that history while moving forward into a new generation. The quiet decision that changed the conversation. In the world of royal tradition, some of the most important signals appear quietly rather than through official announcements. Small details, especially those involving historic jewelry or ceremonial symbols, can quickly attract attention from royal observers around the world. This appears to be what happened when discussions began circulating about a tiara associated with Diana, Princess of Wales, and its connection to Catherine, Princess of Wales. Unlike major royal ceremonies that are broadcast publicly, this moment was not connected to a formal event or an official statement from the palace. Instead, the story developed through reports and discussions within royal watching communities. Observers began to notice the symbolic meaning behind the continued association between Catherine and jewelry that had once been strongly connected with Diana. One of the pieces often discussed in this context is the Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara. The tiara carries a long royal history and became widely recognized after Diana wore it frequently during state banquets and diplomatic occasions. In later years, Catherine also appeared wearing the same tiara at important royal events, reinforcing the visual link between the two princesses of Wales. The attention surrounding this connection grew stronger because of the role played by Princess Anne. Anne has long been known as one of the most disciplined and tradition-focused members of the royal family. Her public image is built on reliability, duty, and a strong understanding of royal protocol. Because Anne rarely becomes involved in symbolic gestures or public emotional statements, any perceived connection between her and the management of royal tradition naturally attracts interest. Royal watchers often see her as someone who protects the historical structure of the monarchy. When discussions emerged, suggesting that Anne's perspective favored Catherine as the natural continuation of Diana's legacy, the story quickly gained attention. Many observers interpreted the idea as a recognition of Catherine's role as the current Princess of Wales and the future Queen Consort beside Prince William. At the same time, the conversation raised questions about the absence of Camilla, Queen Camilla, from that symbolic connection. Camilla holds a significant position within the monarchy as the wife of King Charles III. However, the emotional history surrounding Diana's memory sometimes leads observers to see Diana's symbols as belonging more naturally to the line of William and Catherine. Because of this background, the discussion surrounding the tiara quickly expanded into a broader conversation about royal legacy. Commentators began examining how the monarchy manages the relationship between past and present generations. For many people following royal affairs, the moment represented more than a question about jewelry. It highlighted how symbols connected to Diana continue to influence perceptions of the royal family today. Even a quiet gesture can shape public interpretation of royal tradition. In this case, the conversation showed how strongly the memory of Diana still resonates, and how carefully the monarchy must balance respect for history with the responsibilities of its current leadership. Inside the royal family's unspoken divides. For generations, the British royal family has followed an important tradition. Personal disagreements and emotional tensions are rarely discussed in public. Members of the monarchy are expected to protect the stability of the institution by keeping private matters inside the family. This quiet approach has helped the monarchy survive many difficult moments across history. Even so, like any family, relationships within the royal household are shaped by personality, loyalty, and memory. These influences do not always appear publicly, but they can still affect how family members interact with each other and how certain traditions are handled. Over time, observers of royal life have learned that small actions sometimes reveal deeper dynamics. The legacy of Diana, Princess of Wales, remains one of the most important emotional forces within the modern monarchy. During her years as Princess of Wales, Diana brought a new style of openness and compassion to royal life. Her connection with ordinary people created a lasting public image that still shapes how many individuals view the royal family today. At the same time, Diana's life inside the monarchy was complicated. She was admired by the public, but often struggled with the strict traditions of royal duty. Because of this, her story became both a powerful part of royal history and a reminder of how challenging life within the institution can be. After Diana's death, the royal family faced the difficult task of preserving her memory while continuing the normal functioning of the monarchy. Over the years, this balance has been managed through careful symbolism and thoughtful public gestures. Members of the royal family rarely speak directly about personal emotions related to the past, yet certain traditions still reflect an awareness of Diana's influence. Within this environment, figures such as Princess Anne play an important role. Anne is widely respected for her strong commitment to royal duty and her deep understanding of the institution's traditions. She has spent decades representing the monarchy through consistent work and disciplined public service. Because of this reputation, her actions are often viewed as reflections of long-established royal values. Another central figure in the current structure of the monarchy is Catherine, Princess of Wales. As the wife of Prince William, she represents the future direction of the royal family. Her public role includes supporting charitable work, strengthening the connection between the monarchy and the public, and helping guide the next generation of royal leadership. The presence of Camilla, Queen Camilla, also forms part of this complex family structure. As the wife of King Charles III, she holds an important position within the current leadership of the monarchy. Her responsibilities focus on supporting the king and maintaining stability during a period of transition for the royal institution. Because these roles represent different chapters in royal history, the relationships among family members can sometimes reflect both past experiences and future expectations. The royal family continues to honor long-standing traditions while adapting to a modern public that closely follows every detail of royal life. Moments connected to symbols such as historic jewelry or ceremonial titles often attract attention because they appear to signal deeper meaning. Observers naturally try to understand what these gestures represent within the larger story of the monarchy. In this way, even small decisions can highlight the quiet balance that exists within the royal family. They reveal how history, memory, and responsibility continue to shape the monarchy as it moves forward into a new generation of leadership. What if Camilla had received Diana's tiara? In royal tradition, symbols carry powerful meaning. Because of this, many observers often ask an important question. What would happen if a tiara closely associated with Diana, Princess of Wales, were eventually worn or inherited by Camilla, Queen Camilla? To understand why this question attracts attention, it is important to remember how deeply Diana's memory still lives in the public imagination. Diana was not only a member of the royal family, she also became one of the most admired women of her generation. Her compassion, openness, and ability to connect with people created a legacy that still influences how the monarchy is viewed today. Because of this lasting emotional connection, objects strongly associated with Diana often carry symbolic weight. One example is the Cambridge Lover's Knot tiara. The piece became widely recognized after Diana wore it at major diplomatic receptions and royal ceremonies. Its distinctive design of diamonds and hanging pearls quickly made it one of the most recognizable tiaras in the royal collection. If a tiara so closely linked to Diana were suddenly connected to Camilla, the reaction from the public would likely be mixed. Some people might see the moment as a natural part of royal tradition. In the monarchy, jewelry often belongs to the crown rather than to individual family members. This means pieces are sometimes worn by different generations of royal women over time. However, other observers might interpret the moment very differently. Because Diana's legacy still carries strong emotional meaning, some people might feel that certain items should remain connected to the branch of the family that continues her direct line. In public discussions, that line is often associated with Prince William and his family. Another important factor would involve the feelings of Diana's sons. Both William and Prince Harry have spoken over the years about their desire to preserve their mother's memory. They often honor her through charitable projects, personal tributes, and the way they speak about her influence on their lives. Because of this strong connection, any symbolic decision involving items linked to Diana could attract careful attention from the public. Observers might wonder how William and Harry view such moments, and how they balance personal memory with royal tradition. At the same time, it is also important to remember Camilla's current role within the monarchy. As queen consort beside King Charles III, she represents the present leadership of the royal family. Her responsibilities involve supporting the king and helping maintain stability within the institution. Royal jewelry has often moved between generations and different members of the royal household. In many cases, these decisions reflect practical considerations rather than emotional statements. Yet when a piece carries strong public associations with a figure like Diana, the symbolism becomes much more noticeable. This is why the idea of Camilla wearing or inheriting a tiara connected to Diana continues to generate discussion. For some observers, it would represent the normal evolution of royal tradition. For others, it would raise questions about memory, legacy, and the continuing influence of Diana's place in royal history. In the world of monarchy, symbolism matters. Even a single piece of jewelry can spark conversations about loyalty, history, and how the royal family honors the figures who shaped its past while continuing to move into the future. The story surrounding the tiara highlights something important about the modern royal family. In the monarchy, symbols often carry meaning far beyond their physical value. A single piece of jewelry can represent history, legacy, and the quiet transfer of responsibility from one generation to another. The memory of Diana, Princess of Wales, still holds a powerful place in public consciousness. Her compassion, openness, and ability to connect with people changed how many individuals viewed the royal family. Even many years after her passing, her influence continues to shape how the monarchy is understood by the world. At the same time, the royal family continues to move forward. The future of the institution is closely tied to Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, who represent the next generation of royal leadership. Their role is to balance centuries of tradition with the expectations of a modern public. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.